This here is from people.com, and I see a trend starting where the media now is pulling up these stories on Johnny's crazy past. I mean, yeah, Johnny was a big movie star. He always had his music. I'm sure he had some fun nights. I'm not sure exactly what the whole point of it is. I mean, that isn't negative towards Johnny. Armie Hammer says he loved Mary Jane roofing people. Claims he once got Johnny Depp so stoned on a press tour. I mean, yeah, I'm sure Johnny had a few fun press tours. Armie Hammer's recalling the time he allegedly got his Lone Ranger co-star Johnny Depp super stoned before a press junket. Okay. And they say he made this claim on the July 20th episode of his podcast, Armie Hammer Time, where they quote, "I was smoking upwards of 15 to 20 joints a day." I'd say that's a little too much. I'd say one a day is too much. But I digress, not going to go down memory lane. And they quote Armie, "I loved Mary Jane roofing people," he said with a laugh. "I loved poisoning people," he added before his friend Ashton Ramsey urged him to self-censor himself. Ramsey later introduced the Depp story as the most trouble you've ever gotten into was when you basically got Johnny super stoned. They never let me hang out with Johnny on the press tour after that. They would always keep us apart. They were like, "You cannot hang out anymore." Earlier this year, Hammer turned heads with another story he told while speaking on the Louis Theroux podcast during an episode released on February 11th, which is pretty old by now, but okay. They quote him again, "You don't eat the whole heart. One of the traditions is you take a bite out of the heart." Fine, whatever that means. "It's sort of like an almost overly charged male rite of passage when you go hunting for the first time. Everyone I know who went hunting for their first time had to do something similar." Hammer added that he cut out the animal's heart not for the purpose of any cannibalism or any sexual gratification. I think someone was maybe smoking like 15 joints when they wrote this or said this, because I'm kind of lost actually now. So I'm not sure this is actually saying anything negative about Johnny. And here's the guy. "You know what you have to do to actually be a cannibal? You have to actually eat human flesh. So no," he said, addressing the 2021 allegations. Right, he got allegations against him. I guess he's making one big metaphor here and comparing it to smoking Mary Jane and cannibalism. And yeah, to be honest, I'm not feeling anything here was a reason to put Johnny in the title of the article. They say what Depp's been doing lately. Day drinker? Okay, they mentioned just day drinker. Thought they'd mention a few others. But instead, I guess they mentioned that he got booted from Fantastic Beasts. We know, we went through a little thing because of that, basically. Okay, they mentioned Modi here. He worked with Al Pacino. Unrelated to the story, just mentioning Depp for no reason whatsoever with this headline. And that's it. Nothing. That's the last slide. So yeah, some really weird, twisty story from Armie Hammer. Colonel Kurtz covered his case and allegations. I honestly don't know one single little thing about it, but the guy seems a little weird. So I guess I'll start with that. Anyway, if you're not subscribed here, consider it. If you don't, I'll be sad, but I'll get over it. See you next time.